We have a few driving factors behind why we're seeing such huge increases in application fraud and account takeover. And it really comes down to this. With the U.S.'s eventual and final rollout of EMV, or those chip cards, what we've seen is a $4 billion payment card fraud issue migrate and change to a path of least resistance. I like to say that the fraudsters need to find a new way to make payroll. And so they're trying to find an easier way. And they found that easier way through identity-based fraud, because what you have is data breaches occurring over and over again. You can't open the newspaper these days without reading about more data that's been compromised, not just your name and your social security number, but at this point, the name of your first dog, the make of your first vehicle, any information that you've put out there or that is in websites for knowledge-based authentication, or even, I think I read in the newspaper yesterday, these days they're selling selfie photos on the dark web. So there's just a plethora of information that's available to be stolen, as well as just to be purchased on the dark web, that really helps make identity-based fraud the path of least resistance. When you couple this with the rapid innovation in digitization for lenders, for banks, for auto financers, for any number of industries, what you see is an easier barrier to entry because, for example, online lending has now become faceless. And so there's the idea of the digital identity, which needs to be addressed. And you no longer have that gut feel check of a bank employee, for example, verifying someone is who they say they are. So with these three factors combined, you have this perfect confluence of fraud that is identity-based growing across North America and across the globe. And what we've seen at FICO, because as many of you know, we have over 9,000 clients across the world when it comes to protecting against payments fraud. A lot of them have come to us and said, look, we're really struggling when it comes to application fraud. And we have observed an increasing number of brute force attacks against a number of financial institutions. So by brute force attacks, what I mean is that the fraudsters are becoming more systematic, more methodical, and about how they approach and strategize how to breach fraud controls and risk controls that a lender has instituted.